now on the CTV News at 5. Alberta teachers rally in Edmonton as their province-wide strike nears the end of its third week. Plus, the province pays $95 million to another coal company over the government's coal policy change. And the Alberta Medical Association says the cost of barriers to the COVID vaccine will likely be in the tens of millions of dollars.
Telling your stories. CTV News Lethbridge with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. Premier Danielle Smith says teachers can expect to be legislated back to work on Monday. Today, teachers rallied at the legislature to show how they feel about that. Many teachers came in school buses from Calgary and other communities to attend. Some brought potatoes to pile on the steps of the legislature. They're intended to mock the premier for saying last week that there is more than one way to peel a potato in reference to the negotiations.
Danielle, she said that there's many ways to peel a potato in terms of dealing with teachers and going back to work and classroom sizes. So I put a Mr. Potato Head on there with like a scared look.
Teachers across the province boarded school buses early this morning. Many more are carpooling. They joined a rally on the legislative grounds just as the throne speech began inside the legislature to bring a new session. Now, the session including back to work legislation from the UCP government. Teachers hope their message is heard loud and clear.
We're definitely a united front. We're saying things aren't okay in the classrooms, and we're there. We're sending that message as united teachers all together.
Yesterday was my first breakdown, a little tears because I'm just very frustrated, emotionally exhausted by the whole thing. And I think the part for me is just knowing like how little government is moving and how they are not like budging. They're saying that we haven't come to them with a plan. Well, yes, we have.
Teachers say they miss their kids and just want to get back in the classroom. More than 20,000 people were expected at the rally in Edmonton. Now, this is all happening as a petition to recall the education minister gains momentum. Alberta's chief electoral officer has approved the petition to recall Dimitrios Nicolaides as an MLA. He now has time to respond with a statement. This is the first application approved under the UCP's Recall Act. The Alberta government has settled a lawsuit with a coal company after the province reversed course on coal mining in the province. Evolve Power will receive $95 million in taxpayers' funds. That follows a decision by the province to revoke coal mining licenses in the Crow's Nest Pass. Another company, Atrum Coal, will get $142 million from the province after it lost its coal license in Alberta. Well, the province is making changes to access to diagnostic testing, changes that are raising more concerns about the creation of a possible two-tiered healthcare system. Under these new rules, Albertans will no longer need a referral to book for private MRIs, CT scans, full body scans, and blood work. But there is a catch. You will only be reimbursed if a previously unknown condition is found. And that condition needs to require timely diagnosis and pose a serious threat to a person's health, function, or life. The province believes adding more private scans will deliver faster care, improve health outcomes, and reduce strain on the public system, while also attracting new investment in diagnostic technology and facilities. But critics feel this plan may not align with the Canadian Health Act and push those with less money further down the line.
We're basically seeing them committing to legislating a two-tiered access to healthcare in Alberta, into escalating privatization, and a system where those with more money get to skip the queue while everyone else is left waiting. And we've seen over and over from this government, they announce one of these privatization schemes. They claim, increase access and save money. They do it, and neither of those things comes true.
Since 2023, despite a rise in the number of CT scans being done, the waitlist actually grew by 44%. It's a similar story for MRIs. The longest waitlist is in Calgary, with patients waiting 426 days before getting in for an appointment. The Alberta Medical Association says the cost of deterring COVID-19 vaccination will likely be in the tens of millions. It says even if 5% of Albertans decide not to get vaccinated, the resulting hospitalizations are projected to cost more than $65 million. Nicole Weisberg reports.
You have reached Primary Care Alberta.
Getting through to book a COVID-19 vaccination appointment has been a challenge for some Albertans. CTV News called 811 intermittently throughout the day today and was met by this.
We are currently experiencing a higher than expected call volume, and all staff members are busy. Please try calling back later or book online.
Medical professionals say barriers like this and the fact this year many have to pay out of pocket to get the shot will no doubt lead to less uptake.
Paying your rent, eating versus, getting a vaccine. I think people are going to choose, the things that they see right in front of them on a day-to-day basis.
The Alberta Medical Association says people forgoing vaccination comes at a significant cost to taxpayers for added hospital bills and the impacts of complications on the healthcare system.
We know that Albertans who are unvaccinated in previous years for COVID were 10 times more likely to be hospitalized. 20 times more likely to be hospitalized compared to people who had had a booster.
The AMA estimates if even 5% of Albertans, or about 250,000 people, aren't vaccinated, it would mean more than $65 million in spending on hospitalizations alone. At 10%, the costs rise to $131 million, and at 20%, $262 million. The numbers are based on a 15% infection risk, a plausible scenario, the AMA says, based on wastewater data from August 2024.
So if your goal is what the government is saying it is, to reduce wastage and support responsible spending, then what you do is you buy a vaccine for every Albertan who would qualify. And then you connect it with a robust communication plan.
The province says its approach is in line with guidance from the National Advisory Committee on Immunization, which suggests COVID-19 vaccination should be considered optional for healthy non-senior adults. And the committee cites analysis showing universal COVID vaccination would not be cost-effective at this point. Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Well, let's check in with Danielle Savoni for our first look at the forecast. And warm and windy out there again today, Danielle.
Yep, that's the story. You're right, Jackie. We've had some toasty temperatures. Yesterday we got to 19 in Lethbridge, and today we're close enough to that. So far we're at 15. We'll likely tack on another degree at least before the day is all said and done. This comes with a good chunk of sunshine, some cloudy periods at times. Checking temperatures overall here, you can see 18 right now in Brooks and Medicine Hat, 15 in Milk River, 12 in Pincher Creek. But yes, it has been a very gusty day. 70 kilometers per hour is the max gust in Pincher Creek and over 60 in Lethbridge. We'll talk about the winds for tomorrow coming up, and we'll also talk about all the warmth that we're going to have for the next couple of days. Jackie?
Thanks, Danielle. Well, Blue Jays fever is sweeping across the country. Locally, fans are gearing up to watch the Jays go for their first World Series title in over 30 years. Quinn Keenan has more.
Doug Sports carries a selection of apparel from teams ranging from local to major professional. But you won't find a Blue Jays hat, jersey, or shirt. Doug Sports has been sold out since the American League Divisional Series.
We wish we had lots, but it's too late now. But the Jays go Jays. We're just excited for them, and we would have sold a ton if we would have had any in stock.
The only Jays merchandise of any kind available are a pair of foam Blue Jays bats. It's a similar story around town. Customers coming in say just about every other jersey and sports store is sold out of Blue Jays apparel.
We had two guys come in yesterday looking for Jays stuff. We said, we're out, sorry. He says, you guys and everyone else too. And I was like, what? He says, yeah, we went to get a certain jersey in the mall, and they are totally sold out.
Bars and restaurants like Hudson's are seeing a rush of baseball fans on game days. Things have only gotten busier as the Blue Jays advance further in the postseason.
There's a lot of excitement around it. People are coming out to watch in big groups. You know, lots of groups of 2-3 families coming out, or groups of 10-12 friends. So yeah, there's a lot of energy in the rooms. Even on Mondays and Tuesdays, we're seeing 40-50 people come out for the game.
The game days may be busy, but staff have been enjoying the experience. They can feel the energy and know they're watching history.
Usually baseball on TV can be a little bit boring with the sound, but we've had sound on for every game, and they've just been electric, and the games are so exciting that The sound on is adding to the room, and people are really getting into it, and we got the sirens going when they score a run.
Game 1 of the World Series is tomorrow night at 6. Quinn Keenan, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Meanwhile, stricter bail and tougher sentences, that's all part of a new bill the federal government is putting forward.
It's bad enough that people feel the need to get cameras on their doorsteps, but in some instances, they're literally watching them, seeing people break into their homes and steal cars from their driveways. We can't accept this, not in Canada. Today, we are changing the law with a stronger focus on public safety.
The Justice Minister says the legislation includes stronger laws to keep repeat and serious offenders off the street while improving supports and providing better tools for law enforcement. The federal Conservatives say the bill doesn't go far enough. Pierre Poilievre says rampant offenders should automatically stay behind bars until they are acquitted or their sentence is complete. The Lethbridge Police Service is recognizing officers who help take impaired drivers off the road. 7 officers have been honored with Corporal Cummings Watch Awards. The award is in honor of Corporal Graham Cumming, an RCMP officer who was killed by an impaired driver while on duty along Highway 3 near Lethbridge in 1998. Mothers Against Drunk Driving handed out the awards. Lethbridge's Constable Brent Paxman charged 94 impaired drivers in 2024, the most by any officer in all of Alberta that year. Lethbridge Fire and Emergency Service is honoring and mourning one of their own today. A line of duty death funeral service was held this afternoon for retired Captain Mike Stevens at the Lethbridge Trade and Convention Centre. Stevens worked for the City of Lethbridge Fire Department for 35 years, retiring as captain in 2011. He passed away peacefully, surrounded by family at St. Michael's Centre Palliative Care Unit, October the 6th, at the age of 74. Ballot counting of the municipal election is finally complete. The next step is for Lethbridge City Council to be sworn in on Monday. Now, there are no changes to mayor or councillor from what we previously told you. The 7 trustees-elect for the Lethbridge Public School Division are Cheryl Mehedin, Christine Light, Christina Larkin, Alison Purcell, Brooke Cully, Craig H. Whitehead, and Tiffany Hill. Trustees-elect for the Holy Spirit Roman Catholic Separate School Division are Carmen Momborquette, Linda Ellefson, Tricia Doherty, Bob Spitzig, and Rosen Gibb. Officials become official tomorrow. A Taberman is celebrating after a big lotto win. Laredo Jablonkle won $1 million on a $100 Lux Multiplier scratch and win ticket. Jablonkle has been playing the lottery and scratch and win tickets since 1972 when he saw how much money he had won. He thought the lottery scanning machine was actually broken. Jablonkle is still deciding how he wants to spend the money. He's considering a cruise to Hawaii, going to see the Dallas Cowboys, and making some investments. All right, the 5-day forecast is coming up right after this break. Plus, we look at how Chinook Hospital is helping make treatments easier for kids staying at the Ronald McDonald House.
All right, your sky cam facing southwest. A really pretty day today. We had nice temperatures. This shot looks super cool. So a little bit of cloud cover, but a whole lot of sunshine and warm temperatures. But it came with some wind. It's been a gusty day. It will be gusty tonight and tomorrow as well. But we'll hold on to warmth. So that's something. All right, let's talk about a couple of things here because we're actually at our future cast, which is an incorrect graphic. I'm going to go back and reset it here for you. But what I do have to say is as we're going through this forecast, what you're going to notice is warm temperatures for the next few days, which is some really good news for us. But what we are looking at as we head through the weekend is the weather pattern changing. That's going to cool our temperatures a bit. And we get to the chance of some unsettled weather on Saturday as well. Okay, Calgary got to 16 degrees today. So did Edmonton. So did Regina. You can see that warmth mainly in from basically Vancouver over to Regina. And you can also see some of that warmth as well on the Atlantic coast. So St. John's got to 18 today. Fredericton 16. Halifax 17. So we're not the warmest place in the country, but we certainly have some warmth considering we're nearing the end of October here. Okay, higher teens, Medicine Hat, Brooks, Drumheller, mid-teens, Milk River, Lethbridge over to Calgary, including Rocky Mountain House, a little cooler in Pincher Creek, but still at 12 degrees, which is above normal for this time of year. And here's a look at the gusts today. 70 kilometers per hour was the maximum gust in Pincher Creek, 67 in Lethbridge. We just bumped up to 67. About 10 minutes ago, our max gust in Lethbridge was 60. So it is a bit windy at times. We're looking at similar wind gusts for tomorrow as well, 40s for Medicine Hat. So yes, expect similar wind. It does look like some scary stuff is approaching here, but the mountains are going to keep a lot of that active weather moisture off on the BC side. We're going to get the cloud cover, and as you know, we're getting the wind with this already. I'm going to play this through, and I'm going to freeze this basically tomorrow, because tomorrow we will have cloudy periods. It will be mainly cloudy in Lethbridge, as you can see. And on Saturday night, we run into the potential of getting some showers in Lethbridge and snow for the higher elevations. This is a look at 11 p.m. on Saturday. So we do have that as we head later in the week, but for tomorrow, it's quiet other than the wind. So gusting 40 kilometers per hour in the East Kootenay area tonight and through tomorrow. 13 degrees is our high for tomorrow with a mix of sun and cloud. Crozes Pass gusting 60 kilometers per hour. That will continue at least 60 tonight through the overnight hours and even through tomorrow as well. 16 degrees is our high tomorrow with again a mix of sun and cloud. Medicine Hat, we should see a little more sunshine in Medicine Hat, less cloud cover, but gusting 50 kilometers per hour. Most likely up to 40, but 50 is a possibility, and a high of 23, so that's very toasty. And look at Lethbridge, 20 degrees is the expected high for tomorrow. Yes, windy, and we're cooler for Saturday. Sunshine for the day, but showers possible by Saturday evening. And then we start to cool down to 10 degrees by Monday.
Long hospital stays can be hard on young children and their families. That's why the Chinook Regional Hospital and Ronald McDonald House have partnered on a new initiative to make things a little easier. A comfort cart has been rolling around the hospital for the last 2 weeks. It has everything from drinks and snacks to stuffies and blankets. While it may be new, it's already been a welcome addition for patients and their families. Being able to get a snack or something to comfort yourself with means a lot for families going through health challenges.
I've seen it in use in the hospital right now, and already our parents have mentioned multiple times that they really appreciate it. It's just a little pick-me-up that the hospital as well as Ronald McDonald House has been able to provide for them.
Ronald McDonald House, Alberta is looking to bring a comfort cart to the Medicine Hat Hospital in the future. Still ahead on the CTV News at 5, what we know about Game 1 of the World Series. Not the start to a 3-game road trip the Hurricanes were hoping for.
Breakaway, here he comes, he stops, waits, centers it, shot stop, rebound, score!
Regina was only able to launch 5 goals in the first period, but it was good enough to take a 3-1 lead. Regina outshot Lethbridge 34-16. Final score was 6-3 for the Pats. Next up for the Hurricanes, Friday night clash with the Warriors in Moose Jaw. Now some big questions ahead of Game 1 of the World Series, including whether Blue Jay shortstop Bo Bichette will be healthy enough to play tomorrow.
Hitting, continuing to make progress. He's going to do that again today, hit live. He's taking ground balls, running. He's going to do more of the same today. So you guys will see him out there. He's feeling good, which is nice. Still a few more boxes to check.
John Schneider saying Bichette's status will depend on how comfortable he feels after his workout today. Schneider also unveiling who will be on the mound during Game 1 of the World Series. Treya Savage will be getting the start against the Dodgers. First pitch is 6 o'clock tomorrow night. A new documentary about the Montreal Expos is now on Netflix.
3-2 pitch, a ground ball towards the second baseman, the throw to first, and the Expos are history.
Called the Who Killed the Montreal Expos, looks at the team's rise and fall and the heartbreak which remains today for diehard fans. Toronto Raptors are off to a great start to the new season.
At the rim, RJ, how about that? On cue.
Toronto set a franchise record for points on opening night. They grounded the Atlanta Hawks 138-113 last night. The Raptors' home opener is Friday against the Milwaukee Bucks. An NBA player and coach have been arrested in connection with a federal investigation into sports betting. The Associated Press is reporting that Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier and Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups have been arrested. Exact charges haven't been revealed yet, although the league had previously investigated Rozier. Rozier was in uniform as the Heat took on the Orlando Magic last night, although he didn't actually play. The NBA has not commented. Still ahead on the CTV News at 5, how far Blue Jays fans are willing to go to give their team good vibes. Wearing the same clothing, eating the same food, many Blue Jays fans are getting ready for the World Series in their own unique ways. CTV's Rahim Ladani has more on the superstitions the Blue Jays faithful are hoping will bring the team good luck.
Inside this Kensington Market bakery, there's one flavor you could say is good luck.
Coconut cream pie.
That's Wanda Beaver. She and her husband David own Wanda's Pie in the Sky. During the World Series in 1993, coconut cream pie was Joe Carter's favorite, and he was craving a slice to be delivered before the historic Game 6.
He was sitting there with a couple of other fellows, and he says, well, how much do you want for that? And I go, tell you what, make you a deal, Joe. You can have the pie for free. You just have to return the pie plate when you're done with the pie, after you win the World Series, I said. And he goes, sounds like a deal.
And we all know what happened next.
It's the pie that won the World Series. That's what we used to call, we still call it. Now we're getting people coming in and they go, I heard your stories. I want a coconut cream pie. Is the magic? The magic is still there. And every time that happens, they win.
As the 2025 Blue Jays gear up for their first World Series appearance in more than 3 decades, a lot of fans have their own superstitions they'll be following.
I've had 3 beers each game that they've won, so 3 beers consistently.
Same jersey, same hat. Around the 7th inning, just before it started, rally cap on.
While everyone has their own game day ritual for the World Series, it might have been Vladimir Guerrero Jr. himself who broke Toronto's Game 7 playoff curse. Vladdy walked into the ballpark ahead of the Jays' deciding game against the Seattle Mariners wearing an Austin Matthews Maple Leafs jersey. Anxious fans feared the fashion choice, as the Leafs have lost all 3 Game 7s they've played in the Matthews era. But Guerrero went on to win the ALCS MVP, and the Jays punched their ticket to the World Series.
Everyone in here is rooting for the Jays right now, obviously, so it's I'm sure it's the same thing when they're coming to our games, but for him to show some love and respect to Austin is obviously well-deserved. It's great to see from Vladdy.
Back at Wanda's, they say if any Jays player is looking for dessert ahead of this World Series,
Joe Carter had a good idea, and it worked for him. Maybe it can work for you, too.
Yeah. One slice may lead to the sweetest win of all. Rahim Ladani, CTV News.
Thank you for sharing this time with us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.